Imagine, if you can, you're standing in the middle of a beautiful rainforest. On one side, you have this gorgeous mountain range. On the other side, the amazing Amazon River. All around you is lush foliage. The sounds of countless exotic animals surrounds you, and the produce is so sweet. It tastes like it was dipped in honey. Sounds like paradise, doesn't it? But I wonder, if you were an 8-year-old child, a native of the country, and you were forced to go to work at a market just so that you could bring dinner home for the family. Or if you were a woman and you were told the only thing you were good for is cleaning somebody else's home or getting married at a young age and having children of your own. Is that paradise? I'm going to tell you a little bit about a small South American country called Bolivia. And the two cultural dimensions I'm going to look into today are gender roles and social identity. The reason I chose this country and these topics is I have a wonderful new daughter-in-law who is from Bolivia. She was born into an upper middle class family. Both parents are attorneys. So she had more than most. But she saw firsthand the discrimination, the racism, and the inequality in the sexes. Her own mother is an attorney, and for her first year, she made $5 a day. We think of attorneys, we think of lots of money. Not necessarily the case. And she's an educated woman. According to an article I read in AP News by Paula Flores, Bolivia is advancing quickly towards gender equality, especially in leadership roles in politics. But even when women are elected, so often they face harassment or outright violence that they forfeit their roles. Candidates in many states still have to have a man on their ticket just so they can be put on a ballot. And when they win, those men seek to take over that role and harass them until they just leave. There's a lot of reasons why this happens. Whether it's because they're indigenous people and this is a country that still sees the indigenous people as less than human. Or if it's the lack of a proper education. According to a Georgetown study in Latin American cultures, 1 in 5 women, 1 in 5 will complete a secondary education. In fact, indigenous women are 5 times less likely to get a secondary education than a non-indigenous male. So how are they supposed to keep up? But this is their culture. That leads to the other part, social identity. Social identity is everything. They have indigenous people, which are actually the majority. But the non-indigenous people are the ones that are upper middle class and above, very often. In fact, the indigenous people are some of the poorest and excluded in all of South America, and they have to fight on a regular basis just to keep their ancestral properties, their languages, their culture, their own governance, and even basic social services, according to a blog I read from Corin Groen and Joanna Ludwall. These people just struggle daily even to have what we consider to be normal. Things like education, nutrition, housing, sanitation. They struggle every day to have these things. In one report that I read, 14% of the country is still living on less than $1 a day. It's amazing to me that in the year 2020, we get so focused on what we have or don't have, we forget about the countries that are struggling more than we would ever dream of struggling. I talked to my daughter-in-law and I asked, why did you leave? You clearly love your country. And because she had the opportunity to. She didn't leave to escape anything. She loves her family. She loves the family structure. She loves everything about her culture, but she wanted some adventure. She wanted to see what the world had to offer. She's a wonderful person. And if she's any indication of how people can rise above their circumstances and rise above what they face daily, I think there's a lot of promise for Bolivia. This is just a snapshot into the culture. I look forward to learning much more about her, about where she came from in the years to come. Thank you.